So in this session we are going to study about the channel capacity and different types of channels and how to calculate the channel capacity. So let us initially find what is the rate of information transmission over a discrete channel. So to calculate the rate of information transmission over a discrete channel, let us assume that Rs is the rate at which source is emitting the symbols. Now we know that entropy of the symbol, which is nothing but our prior entropy, is given by this particular expression. And as I said, if Rs represents the rate of message symbols per second over a discrete memoryless channel, then the average rate with which information is going into the channel is given by this expression. So this is our average information and this is the rate of message, right? So when I multiply information with the rate of message, that becomes our rate of information and not just a rate of a message transmission. Okay, so here we are interested in calculating the rate of information transmission and not about the rate of message transmission, because rate of message transmission we know that already, which is given by Rs. But we are interested in the rate of information transmission. So we need to calculate Rin, and for that we need the total amount of information also. So we require priori entropy value. Now this equation Rin, it represents the average information rate at the transmitting end, because H of A is associated with the source. Now at the receiving end, we cannot reconstruct the symbol with certainty due to errors. That is, we cannot say that the symbol A1 has been transmitted at the transmitting end, because at the receiving end we are not receiving the symbol without any errors, and those errors may result in predicting a wrong value. Right? So we are saying that at the receiving end we cannot reconstruct the symbol with certainty, that is due to errors. Hence, the amount of information, which is actually the mutual information, is always calculated. So this mutual information we will calculate only due to that uncertainty. Now, if we are interested in the average rate of information transmission, then that average rate of information transmission can be calculated as I of A comma B into Rs. So you can notice that I cannot use Rin directly to calculate the average rate of information transmission, because this will give me the average rate of information only at the source end, but not the average rate of information of transmission. Because once we say average rate of information transmission, we are associating the channel and associated errors also. Therefore, rather than considering H of A, we are considering the mutual information. Now let me substitute for I of A comma B, which is given by these two entropy values, and multiply them with Rs. So instead of input symbol, you can express it in terms of output symbol also. So R of T, that is the average rate of information transmission, is always mutual information into Rs, where mutual information can be expressed in terms of priori entropy or your output entropy, but correspondingly take H of A by B or H of B by A. So now it is clear that R of T is giving me an information about the average rate of information transmission. Now how to calculate the capacity of discrete memoryless channel. Capacity of a discrete channel is defined as the maximum possible rate of information transmission over the channel. However, we know what is the rate of information transmission over the channel, which is nothing but your RT, right? So we are considering the same expression of RT, but RT cannot be directly the capacity. Capacity means whatever the maximum value of RT that your channel can attain, because I cannot say that channel 1 will also transmit at the same rate. For channel 2 also I have a same rate of information transmission. For channel 3 also I have same rate of information transmission. It cannot happen, right? Because each channel will have either the higher rate of errors, or your channel can be more efficient, that is its error can be very minimum. So if channel is more efficient, the value of RT that it can achieve will be more high, and hence its capacity is also more. If my channel is very erroneous, then I cannot achieve higher amount of RT. Well, in that case, that channel capacity will also be very less. Therefore, the channel capacity will be calculated with respect to a particular channel based on what is the maximum rate of information transmission a channel can achieve. Okay. Now, to calculate the channel efficiency, what we will do is we will calculate initially what is the rate of information transmission and divide that with C. If your channel is error free, it can achieve its capacity is nothing but maximum value of RT, and hence our efficiency is 100%. If it is erroneous, obviously its capacity will be less than the possible rate of information transmission. Since its capacity is less, the value will be less than 1, and hence efficiency will be less than 100%. So in order to calculate the channel efficiency, we should know what is its rate of information transmission and what is its capacity. Then only we can calculate the channel efficiency. So if channel efficiency is known, 1 minus channel efficiency will give us the channel redundancy. So we always expect our channel redundancy to be less than channel efficiency. Now, based on those definitions, Shannon has stated a theorem on the channel capacity. So either we can consider it in the form of positive statement, or we can consider it in the form of negative statement. So positive statement says that when the rate of information transmission RT is less than or equal to C, then there exists a coding technique which enable a transmission over channel with minimum probability of error even in the presence of noise. That is, if we have a channel whose capacity is C, and if you want to use that channel with this capacity to transmit your data. Now if your data requires the rate of information RT to be less than C, then it is possible. That is nothing but your positive statement. If we consider a negative statement, then we will compare RT and C, and we'll say that when the rate of information transmission which is expected from the user end is more than the channel capacity, then channel will not be able to achieve this. Therefore, we cannot say that we can transmit the data without errors or with minimum amount of errors. Obviously, there will be errors. So, in such cases, we will make use of some coding technique, and we can try to make our probability of error become close to unity. So before calculating the channel capacity, let us try to understand what are the different channels that are available. So we will study them under the heading special channels. The first type of channel is symmetric channel or uniform channel. So in symmetric or uniform channel says that if you have a channel matrix, the elements of first row will appear in subsequent rows also, but in a different order. So you can say that 1 by 2, 1 by 3 and 1 by 6 are the elements of first row. We have same elements in second row also, 1 by 2, 1 by 3 and 1 by 6, but in a different order. Similarly, even in the third row, we have 1 by 2, 1 by 3 and 1 by 6, again in a different order. So that is nothing but our symmetric channel. You can see the representation over here. 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 6. Again we have 1 by 2, 1 by 3, 1 by 6. So for this channel matrix, you just try to write the channel diagram. That will give you an example for a symmetric or uniform channel. Now, binary symmetric channel. What is binary symmetric channel? So this is a variant of symmetric channel only, but we are considering only two symbols to be transmitted and received because it is a binary channel. Okay, so this is our binary channel with only two symbols 0 and 1 at the transmitting end and receiving end. So if first row has its element as P and 1 minus P, second row should also have P and 1 minus P, but in a different order. So it is P 1 minus P and this one is 1 minus P and P, and that is what we are writing in the form of channel diagram. Third type of channel is a noiseless channel. So a channel matrix has only one non-zero element in every column. So we can see that in each of these columns we have only one element, non-zero element, and another speciality is sum of any row is always equal to 1 in case of noiseless channel. So this says that the probability of A1 divided by probability of B1 by A1 is 1 by 2. So this is probability of B1 by A1. This says that probability of B2 by A1 is 1 by 2. So B2 by A1. Similarly, you can write the channel diagram by considering the different columns of this channel matrix. Now binary erasure channel. So binary erasure channel means if any error occurs over a channel during the transmission, then at the receiving end a decision will not be taken regarding the information, but a receiver will have a reverse channel through which a receiver will send a request back to the transmitter to perform a retransmission of the symbol. So this request and retransmission will continue until a receiver receives error-free signal. But the disadvantage of such channel is that your receiver and transmitter should be connected with one more channel, that is a reverse channel along with a forward channel. Now deterministic channel. So in deterministic channel, each row of the matrix will contain only one element, and the sum of the elements in every row must be equal to unity. In case of cascaded channel, more than one channel appears between transmitter and a receiver. As you can see here, between A1 and B1, A to B1. So this is an example for your deterministic channel. It says that each row in a channel matrix contain only one element. So if I consider P of B1 by A1, it has only one element and its value must be equal to unity. So everywhere the values of these conditional probabilities are equal to unity. Now in cascaded channel, we have more than one channel. So it is a combination of multiple channels. You can have a deterministic channel and beside that you have a binary erasure channel. You can have a binary symmetric channel, beside that you can have a binary erasure channel. So the combination of multiple channels, if you connect them together, that will form your cascaded channel. So these are the different types of channels, are the special channels that are available.